Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. Welcome to SBiz Saturdays. You know, I'm here to answer any question that you have about business with your intimacy brand, adult brand. I am Marla Renee Stewart here live on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Instagram. Hi, Lady T Love Coach. Thanks for being here today. Super excited. I know super late today, so I just wanted to get it in really quickly. Today is all about the 8 essential elements that you need when you're building your course, and how you can basically maximize and market to your clients as best as possible, right? So, I just did my course alchemy class this past week, and it was absolutely amazing. People learned so much, and it was really kind of a gift to kind of be able to teach this, right? So really knowing the difference between like classes, courses, curriculum, all of that stuff, but really being able to engage with folks who are doing the work, right? And who want to build classes. I had a student from Latvia who says that there's no sex education out there. And so really wanting to build courses to ensure that people are getting the information that they need, right? And so super excited to share that. So let me just go ahead and hi, West Coast cutie. Thanks for being here. With that said, though, actually, before we even get started, I just want to remind you that my Liberated and Lucrative Business Marketing Summit is going to be happening at the beginning of July. So please make sure you get your ticket. I have a couple of guest speakers, including Ann Hodder-Ship and Whitney Miller of BDE Moves. And so super excited about bringing them on again. They were there last year for the Business Summit, had some really good talks. And so I'm bringing them back and hoping that you will have this journey with me. It's going to be an intensive. So we are going to be doing some practical stuff while you are getting your business underway so you can get the clients that you really want, need, desire, and put some money in your pocket. You know what I mean? So with that said, let's go ahead and talk about courses, right? Because one of the ways to be liberated and lucrative is to build a course, right? I'm really happy whenever someone purchases my class online while I'm sleeping. It's like, yes, right? So it's passive income. It's always there, and it's super helpful just to have that money coming in. All you really have to do is keep marketing yourself over and over and over again, right? So people out there can get your message and know how you want and get your knowledge and transform that knowledge, right? So the first thing you're going to need, though, is clear course intentions. What are your learning objectives, right? What specific outcomes do you want your students to walk away with, right? What skills, beliefs, knowledge will they gain? What are you teaching them that is going to help them achieve their goals? And it's super important that you have SMART objectives, right? And if you don't know what a SMART objective is, it is specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound, right? So by the end of this course, you will walk away with this, right? You will be transformed in some way when you walk away. And this can really be adaptable according to if you have a mission vision. You can really kind of step back, go into your mission and vision and say, hey, these are my course intentions. These are my learning objectives. And this is how I can move forward with that. So when you're thinking about, when you think about alchemy, right? Because I'm probably a witch at heart. We think of our objectives as the spell ingredients, right? These are the things that you're going to put in order for the transformation to happen. So when you have that clarity, it's going to equal potency. You're going to know what you are doing and how you are doing it. The second thing that you're going to need is understanding adult learning theory, or andragogy. And so, excuse me, we have to understand that adults, we don't learn the same way as children do, right? We need to know, is it going to be relevant to my life? Is there going to be some sort of interaction? Am I going to be able to have some sort of autonomy when it comes to this course, right? And so that's why it's really great for self-paced courses. But again, courses in general, it doesn't matter if it's live or not live, it doesn't matter, as long as people are getting the information they need. So, but understanding and incorporating learning styles. And if you don't know learning styles, please make sure you take my quiz, the Seduction Learning Styles quiz. And you can take that on my website at velvetlipsexed.com/quiz. So please check that out. But really thinking about the adult learning principles and andragogy, we're thinking about all of these different aspects. So with that said, we got to incorporate, what is the audio aspect of this? What is the visual? What is the kinesthetic? All of these things are going to help you understand and determine how you need to move with your course, right? What elements are needed so that that person is getting what they need out of the course. So again, seduce the brain, right? Use the Seduction Learning Styles framework to keep your students engaged. And if you haven't taken my Seduce Your Audience class, please make sure you do that, because it will definitely benefit you for sure. Okay. And, if you're thinking about working with me, please just apply. Please apply. I would love to have you. Successful.biz, or see if we're compatible. But it is all, it's a program to really kind of help you move through your business and ensure that you get the things that you need for your business, right? The third thing you're going to need, right? Modular, digestible content structure. Okay. So thinking about the structure, the four module structure, from foundations and framing to integration and embodiment, you want to have modules that flow with one another. Each one should build on the previous, and that is how adult learning really helps, because not only is it relevant, but there's a nice flow to help people remember what is going on and what you're teaching. So understand that every single module that you put down there should feel like a milestone, not just a checkpoint. Okay. So with that said, number 4 is the multi-sensory content delivery. Okay. So understand, if you have a really great course, you're not just talking at people. Okay. You're not just lecturing them, and, because that can get really boring. And, adults need stimulation, right? So you need to immerse them, right? You need to immerse them with the understanding. It's how Sex Down South is, right? We call it an immersive experience for a reason. Okay. So, you might want video lectures for visual audio learners, PDF guides for those who love to read and write, interactive exercises for kinesthetic, tactile learners, right? Movement exercises, or even, live sessions or discussions to help with community and build off one another, because I am not the only one that has all of the information, right? I have some of the information, but a lot of adults have amazing information because it comes from life experiences. But having that multi-sensory content delivery can help you reach a broader audience. Again, when we're thinking about capturing an audience, we're not just thinking about catching one fish at a time. We're not just thinking about, let me hit someone in their DMs, right? I'm thinking about, how do I catch a lot of people with a wide net? That's what I'm thinking about. So that is why I'm trying to cater to every single person when it comes to the learning styles, okay, and your content delivery. The number 5 thing you want to think about is how we're thinking about a journey, right? We want a journey-oriented learning flow. So you have to set the bar right ahead. Like, hey, this is what we are expecting. You have to have opportunities for feedback, reflection, sort of real life application, which is definitely where, storytelling comes along. And then, of course, a final celebration, ritual, certification to honor their growth. If you're building a course or curriculum, this can be super helpful, because people are like, yes, I did that thing. I got that certificate. I achieved that thing. I learned that thing, right? Adults thrive on that. And so understand, the alchemy here is about the transformation. We're not just teaching, we are initiating their evolution. We are ushering them into a new part of their life. So this is going to be helpful for that. Number 6 is the feedback loops and community support, right? So you want, your courses to include some kind of community. Maybe it's group talk, whatever, mentorship. So how are they getting that information from you, or any other feedback mechanisms, right? So maybe that's a quiz. Maybe that is a, what do you call it? A survey, evaluation, that kind of thing. That should be able to help you with your students, okay? That's going to help you retain students and create stronger results. So, like, hey, I need to tweak this course a little bit. You can go back and do that thing. Okay. Understand the alchemy here is your students are the co-creators, right? When someone contributes something and I'm like, oh my gosh, I never thought of that before, I can easily put that back into my presentation for the next cohort of students, right? So that is why we need to be able to listen to those experiences and keep going with those. Number 7 is tech and tools that support, right? We don't want to overwhelm people. We want to support people. So picking platforms that make it easy for your audience to access the content and easy for you to manage the content. So this means it could be on your website. It could be maybe any kind of various mediums that you use, right? If you want to do a teaching platform, that kind of thing, you can do that as well. But again, sprinkle in all sorts of tools, maybe Canva, right? Because all my presentations are Canva. Maybe Zoom for those live calls, Google Drive or Notion for your organization. I know lots of people maybe do Trello, right? Or maybe you want an all-in-one system like Kajabi or Mighty Networks or something along those lines. So thinking about what platform you're going to use is going to be super helpful, and doing the research for yourself to see what's best is great. I often say, like, hey, if you already have a platform that does all of those things, really investigate the platform and be on the platform enough so that you don't have to kind of go everywhere. You know what I mean? And last but not least, there is number 8, which is, hey, confidence and aligned pricing. So understand that your course is more than a product. It's part of an energetic exchange. It's part of a transformation. So when you show up confident, you show up clear, you show up in your power, right? Your audience is going to feel that. They set a price. You should be setting a price that reflects your value, your energy, and the results that you're going to be offering. Okay, so understand this is, again, you're going to price based off of the transformation, not just the time you put in, right? It's not about the hours you put in. It's about the energetic exchange. What are people getting from you? Okay, so understand creating a course, it isn't just, checking the boxes or having your checklist. Understand it is a ritual. It is part of that alchemy. It is the act of distilling your wisdom, putting it all in that pot, right? And letting it boil over so that people can take a sip and drink and transform. Okay. So now, my course Alchemy Workshop will be online soon. So if you didn't get a chance to come to that workshop, please make sure you check it out, and you can purchase it online when it gets up. It'll be up in the next week or so, just getting some editing done. So thank you all for joining me today. I did not have any questions today, but again, you can always DM me for questions if you have something you're like, hey, Marla, can you please answer this question like I did last week? So you are more than welcome to send me questions, DM me questions, email me questions, and I'm happy to do that. So thank you all so much for being here today, and have a wonderful and amazing Saturday. All right. All right. Bye, y'all.